Hello! Hi, I'm Moss. You know me. And I'm here with StaleDevil. You might know him from Soul Card. But yeah, before I introduce him any further, I'll just give him the chance. So, who are you, and can you tell us about yourself a little bit?
Hey everyone, I'm StaleDevil, or in short, as most people call me, Stale. I'm a 29-year-old guy, work as a data center engineer for a large European corporation. And yeah, in my free time, I play video games, go to offline events here and there if I can. And yeah, I like to eat, cook, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's a bit about me.
Alright. Very nice. Cooking, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have those hobbies.
Asian
Alright.
cooks, yeah, love it.
So, the obvious question is obviously yes, as you can hear. The obvious question obviously is, very obviously, how and when did you get into Guilty Gear?
So I first got into Guilty Gear by playing at a friend's place. I think that was back in 2016. And we did just normally do like offline games with like various games like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, some Halo, a little bit of platform games, do some achievement hunting and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The old, back in the day. And then, it was I was pretty low committal back then. I thought like, Guilty Gear, cool, yeah. I didn't have like a PlayStation back then or a PC, a good enough PC. Only had like a decent laptop. So, but yeah, didn't have money as back then as well. I had other life troubles to overcome first. So,
Yeah.
back I think the first time I really got like attracted to Guilty Gear was back in like August or September 2016, where I went to Gamescom in Germany,
Ah.
and with the friend that I usually hang around, and that was actually the first time I met offline uh, with people that I met online, and it was pretty cool. There was also a newbie tournament there. It was a fighting game stand there. It was Insert Gaming, I think, back then. And yeah, I had fun. It was a 3-day event, I think. First day, I met like a couple of people of the crew, and one of them I still considered a good friend of mine from Germany. His name's Kex. And yeah, I played there. You were forced actually to play there with an arcade stick, so I had no prior experience and stuff. And they said like, "Hey, we're holding a newbie tournament, on the third day. So come around, hang out, have some fun. You can play, the upcoming days here a bit to practice a little bit. That's fine. We can teach you some stuff." I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not? I got nothing to lose." And with the little bit of casuals I had with a friend of mine and some other insert gaming people that were there, I managed to get fourth place in that newbie tournament. I was like, okay, it was exhilarating. I was like super surprised. But yeah, I was really at that point was really like excited to get into the game because I never had like much of a tick for fighting games as much. And I think that was the first time I was like, wow, this game is actually super fun. Especially like I had to play other people and it was really close. And it was weird, but it kind of clicked somehow. So yeah, but yeah, I didn't own the game itself until like March 2017, and that's why I started out like a complete stranger to fighting games. Trying to invest my time,
Yeah.
dedicate with a training schedule, like really trying to learn the game out from scratch. I didn't know how to get from information. Like Discord wasn't so big for me back then
Yeah.
either. And like I wasn't like the person that would, go easily look for videos or internet stuff, or wasn't really, you know, lost in tracks of what would be the best learning possibility, except for like in-game tools like the tutorials and mission trials. Um, I think I learned the most out of the game back then from the Guilty Gear Crash Course. And I
Yeah,
think
a
I did
classic.
like one episode per week. Like I really practiced those like on bots mostly. And of course, occasionally, in sometimes in the weekend, like my friend, he streamed Xart on Twitch against like big guys like Indeed Kex, Sumfog, Zakis, for example, Thompson, Miffy, and some other various people. Of course, like I didn't do well. Like I got a Kate like a lot, like almost always.
Yeah.
So, but that after that, like I got hooked to the game ever since, and yeah, that's basically how I got into Guilty Gear.
Well, a very fascinating story, as in, like, most people that I talked to were already like into fighting games at that point, and were like, "Oh, hey, what's this game?" Um, right? Like they saw the game some
Mm-hmm.
being revealed at like Evo, or like
Mm-hmm.
they saw the game being played at like a local or whatever. You're the first one who's like, yeah, nah, I wasn't really into fighting games back then, but like, I saw at a friend's house, play it there, So that's a really unique perspective to hear from as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, obviously, um, when you learn a fighting game, right? Not necessarily when you learn them, but you always kind of reach that point where you just kind of pick a favorite, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's Soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody knows that. Everybody who knows my channel would know that. So, who's your favorite character and why?
Well, obviously, my favorite character is Soul Bad Guy, and um, the main thing that attracted me to Soul is his basic learning curve. It's very easy to pick up. It's easy to control, get like really good space control with Soul. And of course, like the learning curve curves up because you have to do a lot of mind reading stuff. Like you got to react towards what is the opponent representing on the screen. And of course, once you get behind that little neck of information, it's really rewarding to get those big hits in. Like you're like, I know what you're doing. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. That's empowering for me. Getting those really big hard reads in, and eventually, like I got like super excited back then as well when I learned about Jonyo-san, and I saw first time I saw Roy. Like Roy was like one of my first like learning soul to like really inspired me to really invest time in soul a lot. And I was like, wow, that guy is like super cool and crazy, and he converts everything, like everything. And I was like, wow. And then I met I saw Mara, and I was Dragon Install. I'm in love. I'm in love. It was love at first sight, man. And then up until now, like I'm still feeling like I'm learning a lot. I never had the inspiration to be the best Soul player. I just wanted to have like a good basic ground laying information about fighting games, and I got that, and a little bit of my own identity into my character, which I also pretty much achieved. I think not perfected it, but I think I achieved my own style where I want to play, where I can kind of switch in between cool, staring type and really get into your head, while also being hyper aggressive with a lot of cross up potential, in your face, high pressure, and dragon install, like getting flashing stuff. That's why I pick Soul. I like to see the opponent bleed. I like to get those hard reads, and I like to end in style.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, everybody has their own reasons as to why they love the character they do. right? Obviously, I have my own reasons. My reasons why I love Soul is because every button you press, right? Obviously, I fell in love with Soul through the Strive iteration. Every button you press feels like an entire nuke is being launched at your opponent, and it's just really fun.
Yeah.
That's basically the entire reason.
Yeah, you like to just see your opponent's health melt away. Just
Like, not
great.
even considering the health bar, just how it feels to land the button. But yeah, that said, like, that also leads, like, yeah, that's how you like to play the game. But, you know, there's more to a game than just playing it, right? So that leads me into the next question, which is, what is your favorite aspect of the game, like, outside of the gameplay?
I think that's partially what attracted me as well. Like it's kind of a meme by now, but every Guilty Gear game comes with an album. So the
Yeah.
music, it's great. I really was attracted to as well by the beautiful art style of the game. Like normally I was like I used to play as a child as well, like Tekken 3, like a little bit on the PlayStation 1. It was like, it was cool back then, and here and there some other Tekken games, Tekken 4 and Tekken 5, I think. But that was like casual stuff, and here I was like awestruck, like how good it looked. Like it felt nice. It like the music was great, art style amazing. Like I couldn't ask more of a prettier game than this.
I mean, true, right? Like, most people still consider Exo one of the most beautiful fighting games, if not video games, ever made. And honestly, yeah. Obviously, with Axis mostly just being their own competition with all the other games in similar art styles. Very, very a good point. Also, music and the art style both being very, very frequently brought up reasons as to why they even gave Exert a chance in the first place, which I think really says a lot about why you actually give a game a try, and then what makes you stick. So usually is usually something different. Sometimes this is enough to make people stick to the game, but most people say they stick to a game because of how it plays. So that really nicely, obviously, segues into, what is your favorite aspect of the gameplay, specifically?
I thought about this question and I had tough time thinking about like what really sets this game for me in the gameplay itself. And I think the three things, and one of them is a meme, but I love memes, so it's fine. I think what sets this game really apart, like that really makes it fun for me, is the roaming cancels. Like it really gives you a freedom of way to cancel stuff out into other moves, and how fast Guilty Gear plays. Like in the beginning, like you're like super overwhelmed, like holy shit, what the fuck did this person do, or what the fuck just happened? And then later you come into that stage where you slowly start to grasp, the speed, the tempo of this game, how fast this can go. And Guilty Gear is a fast chain game, and I really started to appreciate that aspect of the game. Like you really have to, learn how to quickly change stuff, react real fast to scenarios, and get that in. And of course, the last part, danger time. It's just one of those weird ass mechanics that is just brought up in Exart now, that like most people hate it, and I understand why, because on the receiving end it's not fun. But the moment it just happens randomly, you're like, holy shit, oh god, what's gonna happen? Oh, I gotta do something. What?
Stale. I leave it to the Soul main to bring up Danger Time as a good thing, because I feel
Yes.
like we're both the kind of Soul player who are just like, when Danger Time goes 3, 2, 1, radio!
It's
Every time.
first DP and then radio.
Nah, for me, I'm just balls deep, right in with a dragon install. I have 50 tension, let's go dragon install. Alright, so I feel like you really nicely answered the next question with what you said already. What would you say makes Exit different from other fighting games? You said Roman cancels and Danger Time. And
so basically, the freedom to combo into anything or to create and play a style, whichever character you pick, how you see fit. Like, there's so many characters and everyone can play the character in a specific way or a specific style, or certain options they prefer over others, while other things like most people like to standardize some characters. And I think like Exart is such a vast big game with a lot of freedom to really create your own identity as a character and as a player. And I think that's what set this game really apart from a lot of the others. Like the freedom to combo using the Roman cancels and the Gatling systems, and the the availability to exploit those things to make your own style and make your own identity. That's what really sets this game apart from all the others, where you're usually limited towards A goes into B, goes into C, into D, and then you get a knockdown. You can't do anything else, or you can only do this move and then this move, and then you get a knockdown, or you only get this hit and you can't do anything after that.
Yeah, but with Roman cancel you can just do whatever afterwards.
Yeah,
or you can just interrupt the startup of whatever you're doing and just do something else.
Yes, mind games.
Yeah, like a common example, for example, is some Soul players really enjoy doing stuff like Bandit Bringer, Riot Stamp, Kudakedo, or even Fafnir YRC into Wild Throw, just to catch you off guard. I am one of those, by the way.
or Wake Up DI YRC, for example.
Yes,
that's a legit thing. Yep.
Yeah. 75 tension, well spent.
Actually, it's only 25.
Oh, really?
Yep. It's only 25. You cancel the startup window of the Dragon SL, where you still get like small invul from YRC and the startup like animation thingy, where you go like slow the game a bit down, and like mostly people would freak out because they see the animation for a short bit, and they were like, oh, I'm gonna ready to block or something else. And usually can, or jump out, and you can expect immediately see a flinch reaction, that kind of stuff, to bait out a certain reaction.
Also, I just realized you called it DIYRC, right? But my friends and I lovingly refer to it as Dragon Uninstall.
Yeah.
Which is just such a good name for it, really. You can do it in Strife too. If you just RC during HMC, you just uninstall Dragon Install.
Yeah, I guess that works.
It's a meme, but still, it's a meme that keeps on giving. All right. Back to Exit. So, playing a game like Exit, or Guilty Gear, or any fighting game really, is bound to give you a lot of moments that just stick out as, wow, I can't believe that just happened, or wow, I can't believe I just managed to do that. Moments that are like ingrained into your memory. So I'm just asking, what is one of your favorite moments when playing Exit? Like, what was something that happened where you were like, damn?
When playing Exit, or also just a general Exit experience?
I mean, a general Exit experience is fine too.
I think, like, one of my fondest moments I had was when when I went to travel towards Germany for an event. I think it was Bavaria Burst, I think. And I traveled with some friends, or at least some online people that I knew. And I basically traveled in the dead of midnight. It was a 12-hour trip in total, because I went to pick up first a friend that came along in the evening, and then I went to Belgium to pick up someone that came from France, and someone directly that lived in Belgium. And then we drove in the night, in the middle of the night. We drove all the way to Munich. And I kind of died a little bit along the way, but luckily I had some Mountain Dew and a friend that sat next to me, like constantly talking to me. So that was always fun, and we always had some music and a little bit of fun, and we had a great time with the event as well. And I remember we went on the last day after the event. We were like, okay, let's do something fun with each other, with we're going to a restaurant, and we just went to a schnitzel restaurant in I think a small town a couple of dozen kilometers away. It was super casual. I just love those moments where you just, let's do this, let's make something fun. And I really appreciate that I had the travel partners I had then, because I really trusted those people from previous encounters. So I really had fun back then. Those are one of the greatest moments. You get those crazy adventures, traveling in the midnight, dying out the next morning in your hotel, sleeping for 4 hours, going to the first event day, just having some casual games.
Yeah, but the classic, spending all day at the tournament playing casuals and whatever, into 3 hours of sleep, into repeating it.
Yeah, that's I think those were like some weird ass nights, because like the first day, like there weren't any Guilty Gear tournaments. There was like mostly casual. But the brackets were set that day, and I was like, I can remember myself like, okay, who am I gonna fight first? Okay, I'm gonna fight Slayer. Okay, you're gonna practice Slayer first in the night, and like I was still playing in the night, like it was like 2 a.m. in the morning. I was like still practicing a little bit. Okay, what's my next boss? Okay, it's either that. Okay, it's probably gonna that. I'm gonna die probably, and then I was like, oh, okay, what I'm gonna do then? Oh. I was like, who this guy play? I don't know. And then quickly researched the guy online. I'm like, I can't find anything about this person.
Yes.
So yeah, that was like one of my favorite. It was like one of my earliest tournaments that I joined. I think it was like my second or third tournament I joined. I think it was the third one. Was it? Something like that. It was like an adventure for me. It was really fun. I had like tremendous amount of fun.
Oh yeah. Just those moments of meeting up with friends at a tournament and just I don't know, going to eat a dinner together or whatever. Those are precious memories that nobody can take away anymore.
I have plenty of those as well. Like going into the morning, everyone from the German community or something, grab a early restaurant. We're sitting there at a small cafe, and we're like sitting there in the sun in the morning, drinking some coffee, eating some food, having some chill time. Oh man, that was great moments. This is a different tournament, but yeah, those things like really make it like super fun to meet up with people. I do still would like to meet up with other type people, like people I haven't met yet from the northern community. But every time I wanted to go towards a northern tournament, like something came along, flight tickets were too expensive, and that kind of stuff. I can drive there, but it's gonna take a lot of days.
Yeah. All
So,
right.
but
But yeah, with all those like stories, obviously, come like it raises a question that
hmm
that is probably relatively easy to answer. That is,
hmm
do you think Exit had a big effect on your life?
if I had to say so, yes, really. I wouldn't have met so many awesome, great people, had so many great memories and great opportunities. I got stomped in tournaments, stomped on stream. I even get the chance to cast various offline tournaments, and I think one of my highlight as a caster for me personally um, is to be able to have been able to commentate on Brussels Challenge Major with
Ooh.
Ken Deep. I think that was one of my biggest moments that I really had a big stage and was like, I was nervous as heck. I started to say weird shit. I was promoting, an energy drink there as well. Like, Candy was like looking weird. I was like, "You want something?" He was like looking so really concerned. I'd be like, "No, no, I got water." Like, it was like really dumb shit. But I had amazing fun. All these years are still like even hopefully after Corona, I would still be able to travel towards offlines and continue to have fun with the Guilty Gear community and
Mm.
hopefully meet up with new people as well. Like I would have wanted with the Nordic community. Like I know them only from, online and some Twitch streams like QK
Mm.
and Reigen, for example, and Zokis, but I haven't met them in person, and you really get to know the person, underlying person when you go there, you know. Yeah, if Exarch really had made a big effect on my life. I wouldn't have changed it otherwise. I'm really glad I got into Exarch. Maybe not at the prime time, like at the earliest sign release, I
Mm.
guess, but I'm happy that I've been able to play from end of Rev 1 till right now at the end of Rev 2. So yeah, definitely.
All right. So obviously, Exit is a Discord fighter, right? Like
Yeah, kind of.
it's
Not. I don't really agree on
it's
the anatomy as much, but yeah, most
yeah.
people go fire Discords.
It's very much a necro game, right? Like the life support has been plugged a while ago, and it just kept alive by the community, and
Yeah, true.
um, that's why the extra community is always so willing to take in new people, right? Like myself, I joined very late into the very late into the game, but I don't regret doing it. Um, but if there were someone who wanted to try the game but is
Mm-hmm.
hesitating, maybe because they think, oh, the new game is coming out soon, or they don't think they can do it or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
etc., etc. What would you tell them?
I'd say like don't hesitate on any fighting game. Like if it looks fun, does the game look fun to you? Then yeah, just pick it up, right? What's the worst that can happen? I mean, like the game already looks fun to you, then if you're hesitating, like don't hesitate, just pick up the game and try it. Just give it a try.
It's on sale constantly.
Even if it wasn't on sale, like
Yeah.
if the game is like really fun to look at, it really looks fun to play for you, then don't hesitate. Buy the game. Try it.
All right. Stale being an Arc System Works planned aside. Just a little joke. If you had to describe Exit in one sentence, what would it be? Yeah, before you answer,
Mm,
this is a very important question to me because I think how people think about a game or games in general is usually really like exemplified when the task to just describe a game in one sentence,
Ooh, I'd say dedication to training for wild offense and big brain moments. I think that would be my sentence.
All right. What a sentence. Big brain moments. Not with soul players around, but you know.
What?
What?
Are you
What? Come on, Stale. Whoa, Gluey to see you. All right. Well, Stale, thank you so much for answering all the questions, for doing this interview, taking your time.
No problem.
I really
Thank you for having
appreciate it. How about you tell the lovely people at home where they can find you?
Well, you can always find me on the Soul Exart Discord, various European Discords, and of course, I occasionally, not always, stream, on my Twitch channel, StaleDevil, and give a follow. You can always ask questions if you have questions about Guilty Gear in general, or Soul in particular. There's always room for improvement, and there's always something to learn in Exart. And want to have some fun, then hook me up.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Okay.